And when I say consumers, I mean women. 9 out of 10 women are the ones making the decisions on food and products for the household. So when you hear news articles or people say consumers, it's women. From light bulbs to minivans to the food on the dinner table, women are making those decisions. So women are incredibly important to the economy and to markets. And then the last section is to talk about what can we do about the culture of alarmism. It really makes life miserable, and we should be, especially in the ag community, and farmers need to push back on it, need to reassure consumers, because there's a lot of misinformation. This is all going to resonate with you when I start talking about what the culture of alarmism is. It is this sort of unending, constant drumbeat that you are in danger, that your children are in danger, that everything sold at the grocery store or the drugstore, or any store for that matter, is toxic, it's poison, it's dangerous. So there are a couple reasons why I think this sort of culture of alarmism exists. First is we live in an age of just a tremendous amount of information, right? I talk to my mom a lot. I examine, my job is to examine consumer behaviors, very interested in parenting issues and how women decide what they're going to purchase. And I often talk to my mother about her experience raising me. And she often says, I don't understand why women are so afraid today, why parents are so nervous. She said, when I was raising you, I didn't have all these magazines, I didn't have all these television shows, I didn't have 24-hour news cycles. And as she's saying this, she started to realize what she's saying, which that's exactly the answer. Today, people have non-stop information. It's a 24-hour news cycle. There are dozens of parenting magazines, all dedicated to telling you you're doing it wrong, by the way. There are television shows, The Doctors, Dr. Oz, that have a lot of alarming subjects, often wrong and incorrect, often giving wrong and incorrect information. And so part of it is that we're just living at a time where it is a fire hose, and so many people have trouble. A lot of you in the room, you understand on ag issues, but people like me, and I say that because I don't actually work in the ag sector, a lot of the stuff that you see in the news is scary, right? I don't understand how pesticides are applied. I don't understand GMOs, right? When I talk to my friends who also are not in the ag industry, this is all very complicated. And so they see all the stories, dozens of stories out there, and so it creates anxiety and it creates distrust. Fear just is an incredibly powerful tool. And so I think the only way you can do it, and why I've been encouraging people, why I'm glad to speak at this event, is there are an awful lot of women in the ag sector. There are also women in the pharmaceutical sector. There's women in the food industry. The thing is women trust women. And so when I talk to these industries and I say deploy your female scientists, deploy the women who work for your company, deploy faces that can be trusted. But I do think that on the ground, especially in the ag industry, there are so many women that do this, that farm or work in the industry, that I think could be much more convincing voices than sort of Bayer coming out with their PR people. God bless them, they're trying hard, but I think it's much more effective. It's an actual farmer who's doing the work on a daily basis.